My name is Parker Robbins, but you can call me the Hood. I found this red hood, and it gave me superpowers. I can go invisible and fly, my bullets can become magical, and I can even transform into this.
Yo, what the hell is that? I don't want to be that. How do I breathe? I was cool with all the other powers, but that, I feel like I gotta draw the line somewhere. Ugh, yeah, it's nasty.
I guess we could start it from the top.
The Hood is the newest character coming to Marvel Rivals Season 9.5. And what's exciting about him is that he's a villain in the comics, which is great because it feels like Marvel Rivals is afraid to add villains. We seriously could use some more. Green Goblin. Anyways, so while I honestly had no clue who the Hood was, I saw his trailer where he became the Gun Devil, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be cool. So before I explain what his kit entails, let's go over his comic book history first, since I know most of you noobs also have no clue who the Hood is. And I know he was in Ironheart, but none of you watched that show, don't lie to me. The Hood's real name is Parker Robbins, and he grew up in New York City where he turned to a life of crime to help support his then pregnant wife, Sarah. One day when Parker and his cousin tried to rob a warehouse, they ran into a creepy looking hooded dude, and then they immediately shot him. So Parker took the hood off the dead guy, hoping that it may be worth something and they can sell it. But when he put on the hood, he realized that the hood let him fly and turn himself invisible. So with these powers, he tried to pull off an even bigger heist to steal diamonds from crime lords. But everything kind of went wrong when Parker shot a cop and then his cousin got arrested. So Parker became a wanted fugitive that the police only knew as the Hood. But with his powers, he was able to duck the authorities and even frame someone else as the Hood, and even get his cousin out of prison. The Hood would later do more research to figure out what exactly the Hood was. And apparently it was a hood made by Dormammu. You know, that one evil entity from the first Doctor Strange movie. Except in the comics, he looks more like this. It also turned out that the Hood was slowly possessing Parker, making him a vessel of Dormammu, which gave him even more magical powers like shape-shifting and making his guns magical, and other crazy dark magical abilities. But in the comics, Parker is cool with being possessed by Dormammu because he likes the power, and it helps him grow a huge crime syndicate with a bunch of superpowered villains, with the goal of gaining even more power and even more money, which has led him to battling other magical beings like Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange, to name a few. So while he amassed a ton of power and wealth thanks to his hood, his family, both his wife and now newborn kid, don't want to be a part of this, which as a recent father myself is heartbreaking. Babe, would you still love me if I sold my soul to Dormammu in exchange for a ton of money? Babe. Now, in the Marvel Rivals timeline, he tried to take on the Kingpin's criminal enterprise, which ended with him landing in jail, where he met his childhood hero, Captain America, who inspired him to not give up. And so he won't give up on being the biggest criminal in New York City. He learned the wrong lesson. So that's how he ties into the main story of Marvel Rivals, where he's voiced by WWE wrestler Damian Priest, embracing his Puerto Rican descent. Yay! More Latinos in Marvel Rivals, let's go! So now that you know who the Hood is, let's learn how to play him. Shall we? The Hood has these two accursed pistols, because of course he does. He's a duelist after all. What's that? He's a Vanguard? What? So these pistols shoot pretty dang fast and do okay damage, but they gain attack speed when your demonic energy exceeds 50%. It's this meter in the middle right here. Basically, anytime you do damage or use any of your abilities, your demonic meter will increase, which is your passive ability. But shooting with your pistol will be your primary way to increase the demonic meter. But regardless of whether or not you have this meter, these pistols can get you kills if you just have the aim skills. But what happens when your demonic energy is at 100%? Well, then your pistols have a leaded transformation into these demonic rifles that unleash a rain of lead. You have super increased attack speed and unlimited ammo, and you'll have lifesteal. All of this lasts for a pretty short duration, but my god, it's crazy. During the leaded transformation, you deal so much damage, and this is ultimately the goal of the character. Shoot your pistols, and then when you're ready, rain hellfire on everyone and get kill after kill after kill. Okay, funny joke, you guys. He's not actually a Vanguard, right? right? Now, his first ability is Void Walk. This lets you fly and makes you invulnerable for a short duration. You'll also technically go invisible, but for some reason your cape is always visible, so not very comic book accurate. After the effect wears off, you'll damage anyone near you and gain a temporary speed boost. This is your only movement option and also your best escape tool to survive. After tanking a bunch of damage and frontlining, it's great to use to get back to your team and heal up. Also, every time you use this ability, it will increase your demonic energy. So that's nice. Unfortunately, it isn't really that fast of an ability, so you're not gonna escape if you're the last one alive and they're chasing you down. But you do have one other survival ability, and that is your Mantle of Oblivion. This shields you from all incoming damage for a very short duration. And if enemies hit it, you'll gain extra demonic energy. It's kind of like a bad Zarya bubble. It helps you charge that demon in you, while being able to block some big damage. Like I said, it does have a very short duration, so learning the timing will help you block big ultimates, which I'll talk about in the pro tip section, don't you worry. But yeah, this is your main defensive tool, so make sure you use it wisely. His final ability is Abyssal Veil. This acts as sort of a barrier that decreases enemy damage when they shoot through it, while also increasing how much demonic energy your pistols get when you shoot through it. Kind of like a bad Baptiste window. Also, any enemy that passes through the barrier will be blinded. I'm blinded. This is what helps you get to demon mode the fastest. Opponents who don't respect it will be farmed by your pistols, and then boom, you'll have leaded transformation immediately. And if you place it on an objective, you can play around it, forcing enemies to blind themselves to fight you, so that's pretty fun. And in a pinch, it can save your team with the little bit of damage reduction that it has, although it does act like a shield with the team up that we'll talk about later. Now finally, there's his ultimate, Demon of the End. This turns you into the Gun Devil. Your face is a big ass pistol, and you got 6 shots that deal a ton of damage, and they can't be blocked by any shields. Also, every shot you land will grant you bonus health. You can use the ultimate on the floor or even in the air.
They used their ult for me? Respect. I fell off the map! No, an idiot!
The back in the video macro.
But regardless, you're stationary, a sitting duck. So don't put yourself in a bad position surrounded by enemies, you noob.
I died.
But when you do put yourself in a solid position, you can get kill after kill after kill with this thing. It's never going to wipe an entire team by itself, but if you can pick off an important healer, or even force enemies off an objective, then you've done your part for the team. So once you get the hang of the Hood's kit, you'll rack up tons of kills.
Oh, triple kill! I farmed clips!
And get MVP in no time. As my universe is the Hood, you know I know exactly how to play this character. So listen to these pro tips. Number 1, the Hood has 2 team-ups that will drastically change your playstyle. So let me help you choose the best one for your needs. With Moon Knight, he gets the New Moon's Shadow team-up, which turns his Abyssal Veil into an actual barrier. And if Moon Knight's on your team, it'll even get a bounce effect like Moon Knight's Unk, which is kinda crazy. Now with Scarlet Witch's team-up, Chaos Collusion, the Hood gets a whole new ability that creates an arcane zone, dealing damage to enemies, and you can teleport to this zone. And if Scarlet Witch is on your team, every time you teleport, you'll do a magical shockwave. This is pretty much a case of more defense or more offense. I would say that if you're solo tanking and playing more defensively, then use the Moon Knight team up. The extra shielding will allow you to actually be a Vanguard. But if you have a more coordinated team, like a dive team or even a triple tank team, this teleport is actually pretty great to mix up your movement and allow for you to go in, rack up some damage, and then whoosh, vanish. So for most noobs, just use Moon Knight's team up. It requires less thinking, so even low-ranked players can get value out of it. But like I said, once you got the finesse, Scarlet Witch's team up can be insane. Like, you can even teleport while in your ultimate.
He just teleported, that was an option?
So there's a much higher skill ceiling here with Scarlet Witch's team up. Number 2, your demonic charge never goes away until you hit 100%. So when you're very close to getting that leaded transformation, hold off on using any abilities or shooting until you're ready to go in with the big leaded transformation, since it will automatically trigger and then deplete. Also, while you're in your leaded transformation, you won't be able to use your bubble ability because your right click will be your other weapon. Oh yeah, I know I'm probably just stupid, but you have to shoot both left and right guns with the 2 different buttons while you're in leaded transformation. I found this out a few games in, so I'm letting any noobs know now so they don't embarrass themselves like I did.
Oh, I'm an idiot. This whole time you can shoot both. With left and right, you shoot both when you get your super. What? I'm so
But yeah, because the charge never goes away, be tactical about when you transform. Wait for the big defensive abilities to be gone, and then go all in with the lead. Number 3. The Hood is more of an off tank, and pairs well with heroes who will either push in aggressively with him, like Venom, or play more defensively with him, like Magneto. He acts more as a third DPS a lot of the time, so you really do need to play around that playstyle. Also, because all of his abilities only block incoming range damage, melee heroes really counter him. Magic, Black Cat, and of course, Wolverine. If they have a good Wolverine, you will have a bad time. So in all honesty, Logan means no gun, just switch. Number 4. As promised, here is every ultimate that your Mantle of Oblivion can block. Enjoy.
The Eye of Agamotto. The moon haunts you. Shimon Pulse. And dangerous. Move before fast. Unclip this. What are you aiming at?
Overall, the Hood is an interesting addition to the game. While he could have easily been another duelist, I do like that they attempted to make him a Vanguard, even if he hardly feels like one. But somehow they added another red guy with dual-wielding pistols, and he feels completely different than the other red guy with dual-wielding pistols. So that's neat, but how is he for noobs? For noobs, I would honestly say he's medium difficulty to play. Most noobs will find his kit rather underwhelming at first, as it feels like it doesn't do that much damage, or tank that much either. But in the right hands, he can be a beast. But honestly, he might need a little bit of a buff. But what do you think? Have you tried the Hood? Do you think he's easy to play or hard to play? Do you think he's underpowered and needs buffs, or overpowered and needs nerfs? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, I gotta go practice transforming into the Gun Devil, so I'll catch you later. Ya noob.